Hey, how are you guys doing today? Hope kicking butt. So we're back. We're on, of course, Planet Next Island in ancient Greece. I click all this stuff down, it always pops up on me. And today we'll be hunting. I actually got us a bunch of swords, so we have swords to hunt with. That way we're a little bit more legit. To be honest, guys, I did not have the ability to get us a tunic to be wearing. I was planning on being wearing a tunic and stuff like that this whole hunting trip. I haven't got one because I haven't been able to actually buy the stuff for having a tunic. But I do have a sword. That'll be part of it, you know what I'm saying? I will hunt some minotaurs and type stuff so that we can get the stuff for crafting a tunic, hopefully. I'm still going to be on ancient Greece next week. Of course, you guys know that, which, well, maybe you do. But I will be on ancient Greece next week. We'll do the run of a Lesser Elysium in ancient Greece. And then on top of that, I'm going to do another hunt. I'm trying to get some good old fashioned codexing out of the way. I believe right now we're near Sparta. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find us a teleporter. These bullmen are probably good to hunt. This is a level 30 though, and it's probably a little excessive for a bullman. Let me check this out though. Maybe not. Maybe. No, we're in good. We're good. Okay. So we'll just hunt these guys for a second. I wasn't sure if these guys would be within the right zone or not. I'm going to go ahead and see if I have any loot pills on me. Doesn't look like I do. Hold on one second. I don't want to walk back to the thingy, just to be honest, guys. Okay. Now, I'm barely qualified for a level 30 sword, so most of the damage is actually not going to be being done for this weapon. And I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. I have this Mayhem Matrix Beta on it. That's going to be some life steal, which is good. That's what's going to keep us alive mostly. Um, Outside of that, we've got the sword. Level 30, I'm barely qualified to use it. So we're legitimately getting 1/2 damage right now. I know that's extreme. It'll count as a training weapon while we're getting that category of damage. It's a little brutal to be honest, guys, but you know. We do want to level up as a swords dude. This looks good. 3 bull dudes. I might have to throw on some armor in a second. I mean, that could happen. Not all the way sure we'll have to. I don't know what this is. Oh, I'll check that later. So I need Minotaur's like items for making a tunic. Anyway, so and the Bullmen are listed as the dudes that the Minotaur items could drop off of. As we start hacking through these guys, though, we should do more damage. You know, slowly. There's a Minotaur horn. I don't think that's what I need, though. Let me check real quick what I do need. Oh, I forgot to get that stuff off of us. I'm going to have to check into that in a little bit. Tunic. To craft a tunic, I'm going to need Minotaur legs. Okay. Oh, I'm going to get these guys up on Codex, too. Not sure if I'll boom in. Track. Okay. We can hunt these Asterions too, technically. Hey, how are you doing, Zuck? I hope you're having a great evening. Mine's going pretty freaking good. Eventually, I've got to figure out some stuff with graphics drivers and stuff like that for a different game. But outside of that, things are awesome. Freaking doing awesome. I think that was a Minotaur leg. Wasn't that what I needed? Nice. Crap. I need Minotaur stuff. I know that. Minotaur. Yeah, Minotaur legs. So these guys are who has it. Okay, we're cutting down as many of these guys as possible. Uh, for at least a couple hours is what I was planning. How are you doing today anyway? Good? I'm gonna for sure have enough stuff to make a tunic today though. Maybe. I don't know if that could have been a lie. Let me figure that out later on. I need to have some stuff though. I'm doing awesome. Where are you swanting? Are you on which planet are you swanting on? I'm gonna tell you, I've had some really good swanting experiences in this game. It's a very strange game, but Ark, uh, what are you swanting? Karabakas or or I say it wrong. I didn't do a lot of sweating on Ark, but I had a buddy, right? Well, I have a buddy, and he did. Like honestly, probably grind that planet harder than most people I know. Yeah, that's what he used to do. So, no crap. Yeah, those are good. My understanding is for that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to really want some intelligence. I'm gonna deal with these guys hitting me in 1 second, but they're not seeming to do a lot of damage, so you know what I'm saying? Okay. Are we back? Are we good? I must not have claimed thingies last time we played or something. That's what it's seeming like. Okay, these guys are dead now. Oh, no crap. That's huge. Yeah, 82 ped on a Gallard is a massive one. I think on something like that, usually the highest I've ever hit is like 30 something ped. Gallards are not very big. You know what though? They have a good texture. How you doing, Avalonus? You kicking butt today? I don't know if you guys what's your multi on that? Oh, we got a little global. I'm totally cool with that. It's 14.8 ped, but that's cool anyway, because it's still a global. And everybody gets happy when they get that. Plus, look at this. We've got multiple legs now. Where's this leg stuff? We've got 4 legs. That's at least 2 or so clicks, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to check into this. A swirly is a swirly. That is exactly what I say. I'll take them every day. Like, makes you feel good. If I had consistent small swirlies, I'd still be doing good. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we need, for every 2 legs, we have 1 click. I would like to have some more clicks. I'm going to try to get more legs. And then the fine textile, I'm going to probably just order it in, guys, honestly. Not even going to pretend. Are any of you guys needing an ancient Greek tunic? By the way, I mean, like, randomly, because I am going to make some. I have 2 clicks right now. I likely will get one for me easy, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some more of these guys down, though, just in case. We want to make sure we have enough. But I'd be willing to bust out you guys if you guys are needing ancient Greek type stuff while I'm here. My coffee's freaking epic today. Well, they're not super high pet, I don't think. Let me look at what they are. And I'm not charging some kind of markup. Hey, thank you very much, by the way. I'm not thinking I need a markup on it right now. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know how much they are actually, guys. Let me make one. Let's find out what's going on. I don't need a markup though, because I'm pretty much hunting the stuff and I'm not making a ton of them, you know what I mean? Unless you guys have all the stuff and you want to fly over here right now, we can just like start whapping them out. If you guys ever just have all the stuff for some blueprint I have, feel free to be like, hey, what are you doing right now? I like running blueprints. It's my favorite thing in the world. And in all honesty, it's one of those super freaking uh, expensive things to just do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just experiment with blueprints cheap. Each new blueprint is a new super high cost of just developing, and you don't know what's going to come off of which blueprint ever. I mean, like outside of the ones you've already ran, and supposedly Wiki, but let's just be honest. Wiki's good kinda ish, but I don't trust it once you're past common blueprints at all. You know. In fact, they don't even try to pretend to have stuff after you're done with common blueprints. They're like, some stuff could drop. These guys are pretty fun to hunt though. So this is only a 30 with the little vampiric thing on it. I'm not even armored. And I think we're pretty much staying neutral. I like these guys. I like Ark. I haven't done enough hunting. But can I tell you the biggest benefit of being on Ark is that you have all that access to just go mothershipping all the time. If you crew up on a mothership and you're living on Ark, you can just repair all the time. And I can't remember one time I went and I bought like 100 ped. Actually, I didn't even buy it. I had got lucky, right? And I had drilled and I got like crap, 300 ped in oil or some crap like that, right? And I had loaded it into my ship. And so, like, I decided to trade 100 ped in oil for 100 ped in welding wire and tools, basically. So I don't remember how many it was, but it was enough tools that mattered and enough welding wire that mattered. I was busy for a long time. I really do think that that was actually pretty cheap. I mean, I don't know. I think it took me well over a week to burn through what would have been $10 in stuff, and in which that all goes into skill and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll bet it took me well over a week, in fact, because at that point I didn't play all the time. I played like maybe 3 hours or so. And if I remember right, a normal RK burns out in about 4 hours or some crap like that. Like an RK something, I don't remember. It was an RK something else before, and now it's an RK something else. But basically the normal, let's see, what is this? Yeah, RK0. I think the old RK was RK5 though. Maybe I'm wrong though. I don't remember it, if it was really called an RK0 originally. But I bought a bunch of RKs, the cheap ones, by trade of oil, leveled up a bunch. It was actually a super good experience. And the part that was the good experience, not necessarily it wasn't necessarily actually the just the leveling. It was just that there's so many people on a mothership or in any of those SOC groups like that that a whole lot of how the game works was broke down to me. I mean, the whole skilling part was good too, you know what I'm saying? But just being on a mothership for a few months and not being at like a sweat circle necessarily or at that rookie chat stuff. The rookie chat, guys, I don't even know what to say about that. I uninstalled that from my little thingy long ago. I've heard that they're super toxic at each other. That's not good. That's not the Entropia way. That's not how we do it. This game, literally, you get no points for toxic play behavior. Not a category. Just gonna let you guys know. But on the other hand, if you have non-toxic play behavior and you're kosher with everybody, there is super, super good perks. Like being welcome places, being told about stuff, not being considered an a-hole. That's always good, right? I've only heard that about the rookie chat. I hope it's monitored by somebody to a point, but I've heard the rookie chat is not really a healthy place for new players, which is not good because that's where the new players are going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, WTF. I don't have my own chat channel like some people do. I'm honestly not responsible enough to have my own chat channel. I think you're supposed to like make sure that you have people behaving and stuff like that in it and listen to what they're saying. I don't want to be responsible for that kind of stuff. Well, I'm just saying like that's a lot of trying to decide who's allowed to say stuff. I've watched other people, they're constantly having to police stuff. Like I can't remember which yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I have good redeems. Straight up. That's why I'm always having to fly around the universe to drop stuff on. Bautismo? I don't know what that is. No, I don't know what that is. What is it? But I want to know. I'm compulsive. If you mention something and I don't know what it is, I'm going to have to look it up later. I'm just going to let you know. No ability to. Oh, oh yeah. I that might be handy. I don't really use sponsors or anything. I'm pretty relaxed. I could sponsor me, I guess. Yeah, I'm not worried about my earnings on this at this point. I'm pretty relaxed on that. We're good on earnings. Most of my earnings, honestly, at this point, come mixed bag from YouTube and from I mean not in life, but through content media. Most of it comes from YouTube and stuff like that. And I make enough on my channel that I'm pretty relaxed about it. But thank you. I do affiliate stuff once in a while for companies I like. That I'm cool with. Companies I don't like. Oh, I do a whole bunch of stuff. So, yes. Yes, I have real jobs. I advise companies for one. Um and other things. But yes, I do real job stuff. So, I inscribe monuments and real fancy headstones. And then on top of that, I have a pretty firm background in business. And so I not only run a small startup, which is a small startup, but I have other little business advisement things that I do too, which I know sounds weird, but yeah, legit, weirdly enough. Hold on, let me see how I do this thing. Okay, there, that is. Hold on 1 second, I'll grab you this. Oh, no, no, it's not meant to be vague. Just what I do is a lot of stuff. So, here, to better help you, let me find this. It sounds vague, right, guys? And I get that. I just am not very one-dimensional at all, to be honest. And, but let me find you something real quick. I have some shorts in here and stuff. Okay, so this is gonna be.
With a
Oh,
variety of
that was loud. Okay, boom. Okay, so that is gonna be me doing a headstone. So it's a very fancy one, and there's other monuments on like Instagram and stuff like that. You'd be able to see much more stuff. But then, and part of it's gonna be vague because it has to be vague to a point. I'll show you this too. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to deal with those guys in 1 second. And there's always people trying to contact me. Hold on, I have to figure out how to share my profile. Okay, well, this is me. I'll just shoot this to you guys. So it's not going to be totally vague, but boom. And then there's my businessy profile, in which it's going to be really long and stuff. But I do a lot of the people that hire me, it's confidential anyway. And so it's for startups mostly, you guys, and other things. But then on top of that, I do monuments and stuff like that in remote areas and fancy weird. Mostly like granite and stuff like that, mason work. Hey, how you doing, Rootro? Hope you're having a great day. So it probably does seem weird. In fact, I've had people be like, WTF, what the heck is going on? Oh yeah, it's art. It's just on really expensive people's monuments usually and stuff like that. And so it takes work. I don't I just don't do it all the time because I mostly do business and stuff like that and not monument work. Does that make sense? Like it's not every day that somebody's like, sometimes I do inscriptions or death dates in remote areas too. So like I'll drive to a very remote town like a mountain village or something like that where somebody's like, I need a death date added to a stone, and then I'll go and I'll drive there and I'll go do that for them. But mostly I focus on trying to do business advisement more than like headstone type stuff and monuments. But I do like inscribing granite 100%. Like there's just something beautiful about inscribing into stone. I know that sounds weird. It's not that fun to do it for like headstones and stuff, but like just for like if it wasn't a headstone, straight up fun. So yes, it probably does seem vague, but it's not a million percent vague, guys. Okay. And so, no, I don't have a traditional normal, like, basically, I work externally as an employee for most people, which is very convenient for me. And then for my small startup and stuff like that, that's why that's what my Fridays, that's why I only stream real early in the morning on Friday and then boom, done. Every Friday, I meet with business partners to work on startup stuff, in which I will let you guys know if you guys are ever trying to decide, hey, I want to do a startup, business startup. Don't do a business startup that has a product. I know that sounds crazy, but products are no fun. Like you have to actually do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, yeah, everything's regulated, like super regulated. Services, right? A services type industry type thing, you're in business in minutes. Like you file a couple things, and then I know y'all live in different countries, so it depends on what country you're in. I don't know each country individually. In the United States, though, within less than 30 minutes, you can be in business. You literally go to your little state thing, you file a couple forms, boom, you're an LLC or whatever crap you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to be a corporation with shares and stocks and stuff like that, it's a little more annoying, but not that much. I mean, well, it's a lot more annoying actually, but for a second I was trying to pretend it was. Nah, it's way freaking more annoying. You have to have 3 officers or some crap like that. I don't even remember the rules anymore. But basically, there's a bunch of rules all of a sudden and expensive fees. But I do this. That's why I don't worry about. I'm not worried about trying to profiteer off of video gaming. You know what I mean? I really enjoy video gaming. The fact that I make some money off of while I'm video gaming and it covers my video gaming costs is super good. And the fact that I'm capable of then, on top of that, giving away prizes and stuff like that out of a portion of what comes in is even pimper. You know what I'm saying? And so, to me, maybe one day I'll care about like sponsors and stuff like that, but they'd all want to have rules. Even YouTube has rules. Yeah, okay, good. Well, some people are always, you never know how people take certain things. I don't know. Very interesting world, though. I feel blessed, though, to be able to actually sit here and play video games at all and just have money deposited. Like, legitimately, that was not something that was something that you were going to be doing when I was a kid. In fact, if I could go back in time and tell the other kids about it, they would be like, WTF. That wasn't actually invented yet. They would say something else. They would be like, shosh or something like that. I don't remember what we used to say a long time ago for bullcrap. But nobody would believe you. I'm just going to let you guys know. I remember being a kid. I'm pretty sure if I told people back when I was a kid that I would be doing things I actually pretty much enjoy, more or less, and pursuing lots of things while being able to play video games and get money deposited to me every little bit, they'd be like, no effing way, not even possible. And so, yeah, I'd be like, psh. And so, maybe one day I'll care about sponsors. At this point, I'm pretty just happy, relaxed playing, though. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I have sponsor type stuff, so on YouTube, though, um, I do have content that's specifically just for money and stuff like that, right? So I've dyed my beard when I have a beard. If I dye my beard or my hair or anything like that, right? And I upload a video on how to dye your hair with a home dye or a beard dye video, it actually makes me literally money from then on. Like it'll make me at least $5 the first month. So a hair dye is like $8, right? And then it'll make me like $3 every month from then on. And so when I do dye my hair, or when I have a beard, if I dye my beard, I will actually just make a video of it because overall it will buy me the thing anyway within like a month and a half or 2 months. And then on top of that, I end up getting paid more from then on, and then on top of that, it acts as a funnel because as weird as it is, more people have probably watched my hair dye videos on how to dye their hair or beard than my video gaming. And I have literally 200 plus video gaming videos on Entropia alone and hundreds and hundreds of videos on um, Fallout 76. I have multiple game playthroughs on Fallout 4. I used to play the crap out of PUBG. All of that combined does not get as much viewership, weirdly enough, as I just decide to dye my hair. So, legitimately, if I put out a hair dye video or something like that, that's legitimately just about increasing the amount of money. Straight up. I mean, like, I like to help everybody out with, hey, here's how to dye your hair. But we all know that there's 5,000 videos on how to dye your hair, right? And things like that. And so I'm way relaxed on it because at this point it's kind of like I know what does make money. If I'm worried about making money on something, I'll bust out some small extra videos and increase my overall monthly income from from YouTube or whatever. But on the video gaming part, I really like keeping it just video gaming. I really like video gaming though. I'll tell you though, there's certain things I found out do not really make you a high earnings revenue on YouTube, which is a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Hey, get your kid to bed. Hope they have a good night. I also hope your child is more easy to put to bed than my daughter. My daughter, legitimately, she's not into going to bed, you guys. Holy crap, and she has a will. It's not even okay. I like literally never did thought I would be in a mental battle with a child so much in my life. It's just mind-boggling. The struggle is real, guys. I'm not going to be writing a parenting handbook anytime soon, let's just say that. I'm still working on it. Thoroughly get my butt kicked sometimes. Super fun though. Honestly, if my YouTube channel did start slaughtering though, I would want to figure out how we could do events of some kind. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're ever I mean, not even Mr. Beast style money, but if you're even making like, I don't know, like 1/4 Mr. Beast style money, you probably have the ability to have some pretty good in-video game events. I don't even know what I would do with that kind of cash right off the bat, guys. I would drop some businesses. I've really been wanting to own a coffee shop. And if over the next few years I do drop a coffee shop, I will follow the launch all the way on my YouTube channel for sure. if not even on Twitch. I don't know how we follow a business launch on Twitch. Currently, I don't have the capital to launch a coffee shop. You need some serious, yeah, well, not really. You need a reasonable amount of capital to launch a coffee shop successfully. But I would own a coffee shop. I think they look fun to own. I have a buddy that just sold a coffee shop that he had launched, but his was complicated. His was a roaster and coffee shop. It was Mountaineer Roasters. He just barely sold it too, by the way. Like just like last week. Super good decision. Hey, thank you very much for lurking. I hope you're having a great day. But his cost much more, and he sold his for a pretty good amount. He had built it up over, I don't know, probably 5, 6 years is what I would say. And it was definitely well built up. Had a good online clientele. I haven't seen if he left the website up though. So, but the model that the people that bought it are going with is so not the same thing at all. And yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. It's a bad model, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to be a jerk to the people that are taking over his business, but my buddy's model was super good. It was a solid model. Like, yeah, it needed some tweaks on it and stuff like that, but it only needed some tweaks. It was super profitable already. Could have been more profitable. The people that bought it, though, their model that they like, because I already know what their model is, even though it hasn't transitioned all the way yet, stuff like that. It doesn't seem like a good choice to me. It and I don't want to. I can't say what the thing is. You know what I'm saying? But their model is crazy to me. I'm gonna watch and see what happens. Let's just say that. But those kind of things are really expensive to buy and mess with. Like if you buy a business that's in a profitable, like, hey, this thing runs well, just to go in a totally opposite direction, you should have just took your money and started your own that's all, I mean, like, I don't know. It just seems crazy to me. Everybody does interesting things. Can I tell you guys one thing that I have noticed helping businesses though? I've seen people with super good models lose and go out of business, and I've seen people that are horrible at business do well. And so like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but like I've watched legit people that were really smart, had a good thing, blah blah blah, did something stupid. I've seen stupid stuff multiple times. In fact, you guys want to know a great way to go out of business? Be in business with your emotional partner and mess around. I've seen tons of people have to sell their business because them and their partner are in business together. And I don't care in whatever format you want to put a partner. And they'll mess around on the person, and all of a sudden the other person is forcing a sell because they don't want to even allow a situation where they're bought out. And usually in a small business, you can't afford to buy the other side out anyway. Just to be honest. Like if you and your wife or significant other start a business and all of a sudden you mess up and there's 6 months to come up with the capital to be able to take over their portion of the value of the business, that rarely is a situation that's realistic. You know what I'm saying? That's actually the biggest stupid thing I've seen. Like on super successful businesses in which legitimately you're just like, what the freaking crap? Yeah, I don't know what to say when that happens. That's not what happened with my buddy's business. He's selling because he's just like, he's actually going to go into a new business. I know, sounds exciting. And so he didn't want to do that business anymore. He's like, God, man, I don't want to do this business anymore. So then he had to shop for a freaking buyer. And then they're going a totally different direction. Big gasp. I don't know them personally, though, so I have no emotional investment on their decision making. Except I am going to watch, because you never know. Like, maybe they see something I don't see, right? I think that they're going the wrong direction, but that's what I think. And I've not really had a ton of experience in the coffee shop industry except with a friend's coffee shop company. You know what I'm saying? So then you got to wonder, well, are they idiots or are they visionary? Once it transitions fully and stuff like that, because I don't have a non-disclosure with the people that own it or buying it. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you guys the model, and you guys can tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying? That's later on, though. I probably already biased you, though. I'm okay with that. I'm actually a little bit hoping that they don't do too well, though, because I legit do want to own a coffee shop. Not trying to be mean, but I mean, like, a little bit. I want them to stay in business enough to hold the market space for a second, because I don't have capital to develop anything right now. But then, right around the time I'm about ready to do something, I would like them to go down. Or maybe just occupy a total different space than me. That would be okay too. You know what I'm saying? I like that idea actually too. Mostly because I don't believe that if I owned a coffee shop, we'd have the same clientele, to be honest. Guys, these guys are freaking awesome. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these horns, though. I didn't need a ton of horns. I'll be looking up what horns go into later. You know, I'm also, though, wanting to get a freaking pottery wheel really bad. I don't know which thing I want to do first. Because if I get a pottery wheel first, I can get fun out of it. If I start a coffee shop, I won't get to do anything for like 2 years. That's what it looks like, guys. Basically, sell your soul for 2 years. I'm just joking. Not quite your soul, but I'm about to freaking die. They're messing me up. I'm gonna de-heal myself, you guys. I really am liking these little Minotaur guys, though. I probably should go kill the bigger ones. Let's see how many legs we have. I still only have 4 legs. That doesn't make sense. Don't you guys feel we got 4 legs right at the beginning? Didn't you guys think I'd have like 50 legs by now? I feel these guys are really... I'm kind of shocked. So these legs are not that fast at dropping, you guys. If you're wondering if the legs just drop like crazy, it's a clear no. I probably should put on my armor. You know, I really do like the graphics on these dudes. They look pretty cool. They should probably have a tameable Minotaur, guys. One of these Bullmen that are tameable. I'll bet it would be pretty popular. I might throw on armor in a second. Okay, we're armoring. I didn't want to have to throw on armor, but these guys are starting to actually jack me up a little bit, and I'm not happy with that. This'll heal us. I'd at least like enough for 3 freaking clicks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm guaranteed to get one. I only have a 50% blueprint, you guys. This is kind of bogus. Now you guys know the secret that video gaming pays some amount, but dye your hair and they pay more. I don't even know what that is. Honestly, I wish they'd just pay me as much per video gaming thing, but it doesn't get as many views, and there's no real commercial benefactor to that. But it does contribute to everything, so. I'm gonna go find the bigger ones maybe too. Man, did I piss them all off? It looks like I did. This is when I need a freaking rocket launcher. Well, it'd have to be a really powerful rocket launcher to take these guys down. It'd be kind of wasteful. Okay, I'm going to come over here and start from this edge. Hope we can get these guys cut down. Looks like I pissed off the whole herd. Oh, come on. I did piss off the whole herd. Do you know what also makes a lot of money that's a weird business that I thought was not even logical when somebody asked me to help them with one? So, a long time ago, and I'm not into this scene, so it's not like something that I would have known. So I don't smoke cigars and I don't drink expensive booze. But a long time ago, like maybe 5 years ago or something, maybe not 5 years ago, I would have to look at my thing. A dude came to me and he asked me to help him do a startup in which he wanted a place where people could go and get fancy, well, expensive drinks and really expensive cigars. And I was like, do people even still do that? I mean, like, because I don't go smoke cigars or cognac and stuff like that. I'm not a cognac drinker or a cigar smoker. So I didn't know anything about it. So I had to look into it for him and do a bunch of weird analysis that wasn't too fun. I actually don't think it's not fun. I actually like it, but people think it's not fun, and so they pay a bunch of money for you to do it. So basically, I got to go look at a bunch of neat things, and I looked into stuff for him, and I found out about the other little places that were very much like that. including I think a place called Churchill's and stuff like that, in which I didn't know that such a large portion of people look for some kind of lounge place in a you have to be in a medium sized or above city that has a certain amount of income level. So, but I didn't know how many people actually look for a place where they can go that's just like a fancy pseudo exclusive um, place where you go and you smoke a cigar and have a drink. And it's not a bar. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but basically they sell you super expensive cigars and super expensive drinks, and you sit there at a table and smoke and drink. And people, it actually does well. Like, I, for one, didn't know about that model. Hey, Peruch, how you doing, man? And for two, when they told me they wanted to do it, I did the analysis, and the analysis said, hey, this has a chance of making it, blah, blah, blah. But I even told them, I'm like, I don't understand how this is going to have the amount of people that they're, like looking at. And so I was super wrong. It was super, super popular. And I literally would never have pictured it. In fact, I did all the work for him to like just the marketing analysis and the locational analysis and other stuff. But legitimately I was like I'm not seeing how this is going to work. I don't even but because I don't hang out with the right crowd. I'm going to tell you that type model did super well. He still does well. That survived the COVID thing. You know what I'm saying? Or the pandemic, which a lot of businesses did actually struggle, especially if you had people coming by to hang out or like, restaurant style businesses. And I don't know because I wasn't involved in his business once it was past the startup version to know how he survived the COVID type situation as a business. But I would have never pictured a highball drink establishment where you go and smoke cigars as like a super successful business. And it is super successful. I'm not saying it would be wherever you are, so don't take that way. I don't know where you live. Um, and you'd want to do your own analysis or do some analysis before making a decision to open anything like that. But straight up, in a city that did not have the level of money that you would want, because like the average income values and stuff like that in the area aren't that high. I mean, they're not horrible, but they're not as high as in like, um, let me think of what I would say. So one of the similar companies I looked at was one that's in Phoenix, in one of the richer areas of Phoenix, and it does very well in a couple other weird areas around the nation. And so like he basically refined it, went with a cheaper version of it. That's interesting. Really doesn't have anything to do with Entropia though, but it was interesting. Guys, where the heck are these legs? It's weird the kind of things that will succeed, actually. It's very expensive though, guys. If you're wondering how expensive it is to open a place that's serving really expensive highball drinks and super expensive cigars, it's on the not cheap. You could definitely open multiple other things way cheaper. Like super cheaper. Holy crap, yeah. It's almost frivolous. Just because you have the inventory alone is just ridiculous, actually. My little startup that's still being worked on, it costs less than a lot. Well, basically less than $20,000 to pop. But I undercapitalized, legit. I'm going to admit that because it was my first type startup situation, so I didn't really know what I was doing that much, right? So I got together with some friends and we popped a small company in which then we hadn't capitalized with sufficient funding. So then you end up in this horrible fight where you're constantly like, I mean, like, we're surviving as a startup in that form, but my God, undercapitalizing is a super, super annoying thing. You don't want to do it. And none of us feel like recapitalizing and selling the remainder shares because that also doesn't sound like anything we want to do. And so at this point, it's one of those situations where you have an undercapitalized company that you're trying to force into, like, it's positive, but it's not positive by enough to do anything worth. You know what I'm saying? And then the other big stupid thing, which isn't really that big of a deal, but is that, like, the amount of skill that I have or any of the partners in that startup in direct sales is not where we need it. It's a huge thing to inventory your skills if you're going to do a startup, guys, and be like, well, what all skills could possibly be needed to actually make this thing happen correctly? Yeah, you want to do that. Inventory them. And a actual inventory of like what you're going to need. Don't be like confused. You're going to need somebody to do direct marketing and direct sales. Yeah. Well, for most things, you know what I'm saying? Those guys just jumped into the air. Honestly, I think if I did enough stuff all day business-wise on startups, I might would just have a business channel too. I like sharing things with people. I kind of have a business channel. That's a separate channel. Just so you guys know. I have other channels on YouTube. In fact, multiple other channels. Which is good. This is a super random conversation day on Entropia, huh? Okay, now we're there. I almost want to just pull out fireballs and start dropping fireballs at these guys, but we're in ancient Greece, so I'm trying to be ancient Greasy. Do you guys not feel that these guys aren't giving me any more legs? I'm gonna go find legs somewhere else. Hold on. Arms. Arms is what we're looking. Not legs. Yeah, legs. Okay. Hold on, guys. Oh, well, that's not fit right. I left my helicopter somewhere is what it's looking like, though. This guy's trying to fight me. Oh, we dropped my helicopter off when I was mining. I remember that now. Okay, let me look at where we're at. What's down here? I'm gonna kind of fly around. I'm gonna see what we have. I know there's some of the one guys over somewhere over that way. That's where Zeus is, right? Zeus is on that mountain, I think. Delphi. There, that's Zeus right there for sure. I'm gonna bring it in and see what we have down here. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. I'm trying to figure out how to say that. I know the Glen part. Yeah, I don't know how to say the rest of it. But I hope you're having a great day. Whew. What level Cyclopses are those? Hold on. Nah, those are low level. We don't want to fight second level Cyclopses. Doesn't sound like a fun thing at all. I know there's like Myrmidons or something here. I think they're chicks actually, like they're Amazonian Myrmidons. Oh, like Scotch. Ah. Well, I hate it when that happens. I don't like it when I lose ped. It's pretty often though, you guys. I'm just gonna tell you. My positive ped days, they're random. Sometimes this game loves me. Sometimes this game is like waiting at the top of the stairs to kick me in the face as I'm walking up them. It's a mixed bag. I don't think I brought any teleportation power with me. It's gonna be a mistake. Does this not look super empty-ish? What are these guys? Seers, huh? Oh crap, guys. I don't know about these seers. This guy's a, what, a stereo? Oh, no. Okay, let's look. I'm just trying to find a good spot to start that's where we're reasonable. War Chief. They're trying to kill you with those 30-something level dudes hidden in there. You see what I'm saying? Oh. Guy's king of the hill right there. $21. Oh, what is this place? There's some random place. I'm gonna fly to it, and then we'll stop and we'll start killing these guys. Guys, I'm not sure if I'm set up at all for them. So there's a chance. Oh. What the crap? It's all stereotypes around this? Hold on. I'm gonna get out right here like this. We'll just deal with this. I'm checking this place out. Whose is this? Does somebody own this? I feel this should be owned by me. I'm just joking. Look at him. He thinks he's gonna come get me. Ooh, ooh, they're mad. Okay, guys, so that's legit. I don't think he can come through the door, though. Well, you know what? We're gonna get out of here. I don't know what's up with this, but this looks like something that somebody should own. Let me find somebody that's not 50th level or 40th level. Okay, let's look at this. It's like its own little place out there. I'm not trying to fight 40th level dudes, guys. Okay, these war chiefs and stuff like that, I think we might be able to take a war chief. I honestly don't know because I haven't fought a bunch of these. This could be a super bad idea. Okay. War chief. I'm going to pull him with a fireball for sure. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to start dropping real fireballs. That guy's big. I haven't seen any real good damage yet. Okay, I'm gonna hit a thing real quick. Let's check these guys out. Of course he's gonna walk deeper in. It's like they're always baiting you. You know what I'm saying? I like the baiting me. Oh, he hit me hard finally. So if they land a hit, it's hard. That's a chunk. Are they like trying to bait me in? I really do think they bait you. I know not on purpose, but I do think that they should have mobs that do bait people on purpose. I know that sounds naughty. But can you imagine if there was a little mob that every time it took damage, it would run towards the nearest high level creature that's aggro-y and just like try to take you specifically to like, I don't know, something that will eat your head. Then you'd have to worry. You'd have to know your creatures. I don't think they really need to do that, but see, this is a big enough creature that we could get an actual good hit on. Where they're like, hey, we like you today. That wasn't, though. Okay, War Chief, right here, guys. What's gonna happen? Okay, that wasn't bad. I like Nice Sight. It's super good. Do you guys think that there's a plan with that house right there? It looks like there should be a plan with that thing for some reason. I want them to declare that they're going somewhere with that. This guy's kind of a beast, though. I think I needed that wool. Is it fine wool that gets fine textile, or is it normal wool? Probably no, probably fine wool. Uh-oh, that guy's pissed off. I'm super hoping we get something good here. I don't know what these guys drop, but don't they look like dudes that could drop something cool? I'm rooting for them. Now we got the whole thug group. Oh, I thought that was about to be a global for sure. When it took so long to do anything, I was like, I'm hoping we do. How are you doing today, Firebug, man? I hope you're having an awesome day. This is a super good game. And I do really like the environment on this planet's just pretty. And the beaches on Next Island, if you guys notice, they're all flowy. Like, they're very nice and flowy. They're nice. Like, way nicer than most other planets. It's like they kind of tried to make it an island paradise, though, honestly. I think they did. It's pretty island paradisey. I'll show you guys Zeus, but Zeus is going to kill me instantly if I show you him, just so you guys know. I'll show you him at the end of the thing. I don't have protection 1000, or I'm just joking, it's not 1000. I don't have protection of over 120 in electric damage, or whatever it would be. It's a lot, guys. Like, super a lot. So, Zeus is out of the question, for one. We'd want to have a bunch of people. But Zeus does exist in this game, and he will straight kill you. He's super hostile. You would think you'd be able to go up and visit with him, but no, if you go up there, he just kills you. See, look at that. We did get a HOF. I mean, not a HOF, a global. I like globals. They're super nice. I'm going to need to go find some of those, whatever the crap they were, the Asterons. Knock some of those out so we can actually knock out getting a tunic today. I should just look up what's going to have the fine textile stuff on this planet, though, and go hunt it down so I don't have to order it in. That's probably a good idea. Boom, that's what we want. Okay. We're very deep into that right now. Okay, I'm going intelligence, and I know a lot of you guys would be like, why would you pick intelligence over stamina, blah, blah, blah. I know the arguments. I get what you're saying. I'm going to show you where we're at. We're at 91 intelligence. The goal for this year is to get to 100 intelligence. I believe I'm going to get there, but it is going to be some work. For the most part, though, I do agree with you guys. They're like, why wouldn't you take the stamina? I get you. I really want to get to 100 intelligence. From then on, though, I promise you guys, we're stamina picking like crazy. Like, that's, yeah. That's all I can say about that. But I do get the argument. Stamina seems to be the preference for almost everybody on it, and it does make sense to make the preference. I just really would like to get to 100 intelligence. Been legit working for it. And I know that there's a lot of people already at the 200 mark on all their stats. That's cool. I'm not. I'm still getting to my first 100. That's going to be intelligence. And then we can worry about picking some other thing to get to 100. Which, can you imagine if I did have 100 in stamina? That would be pimp. I really do like the mobs at Ancient Greece, though. I don't think that they have enough, and mostly because they don't have a freaking World Hydra that wants to destroy everybody. It's ancient Greece, you guys. The developers should think about it and put in a Hydra. Like a super ridiculous one. I don't even know how ridiculous, but like, holy crap. I feel we need to go find a new mob. He's pretty freaking big though, right? What am I, up to his knee? They really do have some good mobs on this planet. I know I haven't even checked out of all the ones on Next Island, to be honest, guys. I probably should, but... Okay, head north. I really wish they had explosive projectiles working where they could be used against ground targets, guys. Ugh, thick, thick area. Well, I'm headed towards Zeus right now. I think he might be in this little cloud that they're obscuring for us. I thought he had guardians all the way up here. Hold on. Isn't this awesome scenery, though? I think it is. Okay, let me see where we are. Yeah, Zeus is right here, guys. I'll show you this. There's two Zeuses. But basically, Zeus will F you up. He does not play around. I don't know what happened to that guy. I'm going to try to scan Zeus for you guys so you can see what he's... I'm going to get killed, though, just so you know. Wait, let me... What's up here? Zeus is able to kill you, is what I'm going to tell you guys. This is a lootable PvP zone? Oh, tempt me there. That is how you tempt me, man. Okay, I'm going to park right by him. Guys, remember, this guy's going to get pissed off at me. I'm going to get our scanner out. Where's my people scanner? Right here, people scanner. Ready? Whew! I got back in. So, Zeus. Oh, he will kill me. I'll high five him. Hold on, watch this. He'll send me down. Okay, so he has 3,000 stamina, 120 strength. He also has 100 intelligence. So I'm going to literally be closing in on, but look at that, 110 psyche. And I'm going to show you what he does when he decides to psyche us. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I took 101 damage and 154 damage. All that fast. He's just like, Chew! Oh, I didn't mean to pick it up. I'm going to grab this though, guys. Don't worry. He's going to kill me, of course. Whew. He's, yeah. It just boom, boom. So he's a beast. That's a whole crap load of power. I don't know if you guys want to try to take him down one day, but obviously, oh, that's the lootable PvP zone. What is up with this, you guys? Is there a plan with this lootable PvP zone right here? I see a snake statue. I see some statues. I see a giant skeleton thing going on. I don't know what the heck is that. Yeah, there's a TP right next to him. You can teleport to him. It's the Mount Olympus teleporter. I went and got it one day. That's when I first found him and he killed me instantly. I'm like, oh, well, there's Zeus. Wait. Guys, I'm going to unload our stuff because I want to explore this PvP area. Okay, I'm going back to Zeus. I'm using the teleporter. This PvP area, though, I want to know what's up with that. Also, you guys know the estates on this world are freaking gorgeous. I don't think anybody uses them correctly because he's pretty aggro-y too, guys. Yeah, that like that aggro. Got it. You can kill us. I knew he could kill me already. I wasn't confused. What the heck? Am I underwater? Where am I at? I don't know why I'm walking so slow all of a sudden. It's weird. Okay, taking all this stuff, converting it to ammo. Taking all that stuff. Oh, and I just went the wrong frickin' way, you guys. Right, yeah. When you get confused, right? Okay, good, good. Get this out. I shoved stuff in the inventory when we were doing stuff last time. Okay, everything lootable's off me, I think. Right? Everything lootable off me? Delphi, Mount Olympus. I'm gonna come in right here. Do you guys know anything about this PvP area? Is there a reason there's a PvP area? They got some quests in here. They have anything fun in here? They're saying I can't go in there. Yeah. Oh, whoa. No vehicles allowed, right? Crapola. That's kind of bogus because if there were vehicles allowed, we'd be able to really PvP some dudes. Okay. That's a little awkward. Okay, we're in the Wildlands. This is lootable PvP. Well, at that point, we probably should pump some life onto ourselves. And it's a non-vehicle area, huh? Oh, crap. Well, that sucks. They should make this vehicle pullable. I've never killed somebody on this planet, on ancient Greece. I've not murdered anybody here. What is this, a boat that got turned to stone? What's going on here? This is super big area. They should legit make it where we can use a vehicle in here. Is that like a stone ship that's flipped over? I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so there's a ship over there. Do you guys see these giant skeletons? What is up with that? Is there a giant skeleton we can summon out here? I'm not a big fan of running around in lootable areas all the time. You know what I'm saying? But don't you guys feel that something should be out here? Like, actually, if it's this big of a lootable area? Is that a castle up there that we should go to? That's a boat over here with a giant skeleton. Do any of you guys know if there's a purpose to this giant area? I'm not from this planet. It's a big area. Definitely should allow for vehicles if they're armed. They should just require it to be an armed vehicle. Be like armed vehicle, PvP. Does it not look like I could mine gold there? I must feel I should mine that. We're in a lootable PvP zone and I'm wanting to mine, you guys. What the crap is my... That's how you get robbed. After they walk 5 miles out here to get us, I guess. So it doesn't look like there's any monsters out here. Which is kind of weird. This is a huge PvP area. No vehicles allowed. No mobs in here. I don't know what the heck this is. Giant skeleton. Does this make sense? Did they introduce somewhere that there are giant skeletons? Well, obviously there are, but I must not know the mythos behind this planet. This looks like some kind of thing going on right here, though. Does it not look like there's some kind of disturbance here? I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna be honest, guys. This place confuses me a little bit. We marched all the way to the north, though. That's a good sign. I don't really think I understand the purpose of this PvP zone. Like, why would people be PvPing out here? There's no thing out here to do. I guess you could be mining out here, but definitely this ship looks like it needs dudes on it, though. I'm heading out to this boat to see if anything's actually going on. God. Okay, so now that we can actually drop something, I'm going to drop my skateboard. I know that that's not very ancient Greasy, but what is going on here? They supposedly hit a rock? Yeah, I don't get this at all. I mean, I get an idea of something. It's a giant area. You could have a battle there, but there's literally, I don't know. I was kind of hoping there were some sharks or something on the way back here. That just seems like a big open area to me, like a uselessly big. I'm sure there's resources there, maybe. But it's all in a PvP area. It didn't say no mining for sure. Hey, here's the wreckage of the Argonaut. That might be some mission or something. See what's up with this. It's right there. Stop, little skateboard. Well, why would I kick the skull? Okay, so this Buccaneer Gunner's gonna do something to me, I guess. I don't understand what this guy's gonna do to me. Let's look at him. Oh, I'll show you. That board is called a Hoverboard Crapster Edition S. Well, Crapster S Edition. And it's super fast, but it's not the fastest one. I haven't got a blueprint for an alien board, but an alien board is faster, I believe. Speed bikes are faster too, guys. I can't make a speed bike right now because of situations with the whole, like, one of the materials isn't available. But if it was available, speed bike's fast as crap. You can't actually outrun a speed bike. They're super good. And a few different people have them in their shops. You can make them yourself, though, if you go to Rocktopia. It takes a second, and they give you a disposable something edition one at some point, too. These guys are all Blood Rage, blah, blah, blahs. Just move this way, like that. Watch that. Whose estate is this, guys? I know Bonnie owns an estate here and a few other people. Sure, John has an estate here, right? Yeah, I'll bet so. Honestly, the little boards are super chill way to explore planets too. And I haven't found myself a Halloween witch's broom yet. There's multiple different witch's brooms. Is this somebody's estate? That's a luxury fountain. This has to be somebody's estate. Pretty sure we're just going right over here. Oh, whoa! If you go underwater, though, you have to get yourself back out from underwater. That's kind of annoying sometimes. And I want them to make one with more power. More push on it. I really enjoy this little guy, though. Oh, here they are. This is who I was looking for anyway. The 11th level ones. Okay, pulling out the sword. I'm not sure if this guy's a good choice or not for a sword. This is a chieftain. He should have some stuff on him. I might should pull out a fireball on people. There's little Manticore dudes somewhere too. Like on a bridge or something like that. I don't know. I found them one time when I was kind of going all over the place. I just can't remember what they're called. They might even be called Manticores, guys. This guy needs to land a hit on me. Oh, crap. I'm going to even this up a little bit. Oh, we got perpite, guys. I do need perpite. We always need perpite. Oh, these guys drop perpite right and left, though. Okay, now we're moving it. Probably just drop some bombs for a little bit. So they don't really give you a whole lot of Minotaur legs overall, though, is what I'm going to have to say. Okay, so the amount of perpite alone that we're getting is super worth it. Let's look at the markup on perpite, actually. Almost 300%. It should be 300%. Once we refine it into perpite texture, we'll be well over that, though. Zeus dropped me fast as heck. Guys, we need 120 electric resistance to mess with Zeus. And then we could totally go kick the crap out of him. So if we had Firewall 3 and Electric Plate 60, he wouldn't do crap. We'd just be like, "What's up, bud?" And then some other trash talky type stuff. And boom. That's pretty expensive though to hunt a single mob, you know. Especially since I don't know how well we do. Still thousands of stamina. So I don't know how much life he has, but I would assume crap loads. Like super crap loads. There's a Minotaur arm. So if I could get just... Oh, I need legs. Crap. They really don't give enough of the legs. What the heck? I think this leg situation is a little bogus, to be honest, guys. It's like they don't really want somebody making a bunch of those. Definitely thought we'd have way more legs by now. Man, I've got myself surrounded, huh? Oh, come on. This is not eco at all to be hunting this. I mean, to have that many on me. I mean, that was a horrible choice right there, but we'll even this up a little bit. I pushed in too far. That was my bad. This mob's really done well, though. Don't you guys think they actually did a good job on it design-wise? I mean, maybe its face needs better seeable eyes, though. Those are kawaii. I don't have a single use for all these Minotaur heads they're giving us. Like, legit, I need Minotaur legs. Like, if they wanted to give me Minotaur legs to this level, would be perfect probably, but what they're giving us is crap. I'm trying to get moved away enough that we can quit gaining new dudes every 10 seconds on us. I shouldn't have got so far into their little swarm of crap, to be honest. We'll come over here. I'm just making it worse. It's okay. I'll kill what we can. I'm going to end up having to order in the one material because I don't want to have to go hunt for the other. Ooh. Hold on, guys. I really was not sloppy. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break these guys off me real quick so we can reset this situation a little better. They got me legitimately hemmed. Hold on. Rude. They blocked me in and I can't get to my ship to break them off. Oh, well, that was nice of them. Good, because we're about to call it, too, on these guys. And so, honestly, I think we've had like 3 globals. They've been little, but, 3 globals in a freaking 2-hour hunt is awesome. Just, for me it is at least. I mean, maybe everybody else is like, it's nothing. Cool. I'm glad you're doing so amazing. 3 globals for in an hour, 2 hours, I'm totally okay with. Hey, thank you very much, by the way. I do want to figure out where those Manicore things are, though, guys. To be honest, ooh, guys, in Colorado we don't have these weird, whatever these are, these kind of weird trees. I think I like them. We have lots of aspen trees and pine trees. Lots of pine trees, guys. Aspen trees too, though. And aspen trees are gorgeous. You guys see any mobs? I really like aspen groves. Like one of the nicest things. Okay. I don't know where the Manticores are. I'm gonna probably end up having to look them up. Which is, isn't this just seriously open though? Like, I really don't know. The mob density in some of the sections in this, you know, ancient Greece is weird. Like, you could do some serious resource. Oh, maybe I was just too high up in the air. These are lower level of those same dudes I was just hunting, guys. 7th level and stuff. These are probably the ones we should have been hunting. Here's a bridge thing. That's a good sign. Somewhere around a bridge was where I found the manticores the last time. Maybe. Maybe I'm just talking crazy talk. I don't know. I'm not seeing manticores anywhere. Mm, what are these guys? Okay. They're like mini minotaurs. I don't know about them. I haven't fought these guys. Okay, so guys, they're super low level of those guys. Uh, those are 3rd level. Those are even lower level than bullmen. And then a wide open area again. I'm saying I don't actually understand why they have so much wide open area on this planet. Like, I guess if somebody's a fruit walker, this is an amazing planet if you're fruit walking, right? Hold on one second. I'm going to take us back to a place. I'm going to have to fly around this planet, full tour of the planet one day off stream so I know where stuff is. I legit don't yet, and I'll admit that. This planet is absolute mystery to me, kind of to a point. Except I know where Zeus is because I've got killed accidentally by him before, so that's why I knew exactly where he was. One day I was skateboard exploring around this planet, having such a fun time. I went up a mountain, and there was Zeus, and he just zapped me down. And actually, for some reason, I thought Zeus was going to be up there, wanting to give me some kind of mission, not just strike me down. I'm going to see what this guy is. I don't know what's up with this land area. Okay. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, where are we going to try to do this? Thebes? Thebes Marketplace, right? I'll check this out. Let's see if we can make it fancy. Is this the wrong place? Should I just went to Thebes? Bunch of random dudes here. Guys, I don't know this marketplace at all. Oh, these are actual markets. Holy crap. Okay, we're not trying to go to the actual market. We're trying to go to Thebes. I forget my way around all ancient Greece, to be honest, guys, because I'm not here very often. That Thebes? So just up the hill to the north. We would have went that way. Okay, Thebes. Go this way. By the way, there's a chisel mission here. I don't even remember how long ago I did it, but they made me do a bunch of stuff. Then I had to craft a chisel. There is a bunch of good armor back at that Thebes marketplace, by the way. I checked it out. I was kind of impressed. I was like, ah, these guys are serious. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. We're going to go to craft. Going to go to tunic without the extra thing on it. It's going to say I have 11 Minotaur legs, which is way more than I thought I was going to have. I'm going to go to Calypso. We're going to go find textiles. I could do 5 clicky clicks. Here's the thing. No matter how many I order, it's going to charge me a whole bunch to have them delivered, right? So I'm going to end up spending 48 PED to have this delivered. I'm okay with that because we're going to have it delivered instant delivery instead of just being relaxed and being like, well, next time we're on, we'll do it. I'm going to just get it this time. I obviously had some already. So we're going to go construction. I can make male and female. So I have enough for not just making me one. So if you guys are serious and you're thinking you need one of these, I got to look at what kind of. Okay, so I already have one. I succeeded. Let's look at this. They're only 5 ped, guys. They're 5 ped. That's nothing. Watch this. We go to repair. Obviously, I jacked up a lot of our equipment. We repair everything. Boom. Okay, so now I've got a tunic, but our tunic sucks because it doesn't look cool yet. I'm going to have to go to a dude's shop real quick. It's going to only take a second, though. Am I running into crap? Somebody's doing something back there. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to make this tunic cool. I'm going to unequip this, equip this. I don't have a hat, an ancient Greece style hat. Orpheus Cave. We're going to go up to next island real quick so I can go to their little shops. I'm going to have this fancified real quick here, guys. It's going to be absolutely neat. Next island. Go down here to these little shops. Oh, they're going to make me go to Orpheus Cave. Orpheus Cave. You got to go back and forward through time through Orpheus Cave. Okay, now I'm going to go. Crystal Peaks. It's a lot of work to get a tunic, guys. Okay, now I'm going to jump off this cliff. Jump off this cliff. I'm going to be honest, guys. Ooh. I think that would really mess me up, but that's a lot of people doing some shooting stuff there, right? Ooh. I don't have the blueprint I want yet. And guys, there's a chance we don't make what I'm looking at. Let me look at this. 323. I do want that. Okay. Glowing texture. Tab. Jelly. Jelly's out of my zone. Okay, there's a chance we have to make stuff. It's a mixed bag for where everything is. I'm going to look up here. I might end up having to run some texture on my own, you guys, just to be honest. I'll come in here. We'll see what they have in this store. I don't think they have textures in here, guys. They have a lot of good stuff, though, including some sweat at reasonable prices if you're just trying to do some crafting runs. I bought a bunch of sweat off them already. Um, and obviously, there's more stores and crap all over the place. And I'm not sure what a Next Island Carnival ticket does. That's a little confusing. Okay, so let's look at this. We'll see if we want to do this or don't want to do this. I'm going to go to this. Then we're going to go to texture device. Then we're going to go in here. Boom. There's 3 fields. So I'm going to need 3 fields, right? Look at that. That's fill 1, fill 2. Really, actually, kind of thinking about making this pretty expensive, you guys. There's gonna be somebody selling perpite in the auction house, probably. Perpite crystal. I'm probably gonna end up having to make us our thing. Just to be honest, guys. So here's what I'm gonna probably do. I'm not gonna make the tunic this round today. On Monday, I'm gonna probably make the tunic. Because I want to have more stuff. I'm going to drop this stuff off here probably. Um, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. I'm not making the tunic today because I don't have enough good stuff. I need 3 different categories of texture to make it look good. And I'm only going to want some of the textures in some places, honestly, guys, which is an issue right now. So I don't know if over the weekend I'm going to do some texturing stuff or get some more materials together. I'd like to make a fancy one, to be honest. I didn't realize it had 3 texture zones in it. I was thinking it had 2, and 3 texture zones is good. Let's look, what kind of options could we find? We'll go Calypso. Just seeing what kind of stuff we could see if we wanted to do it right now. I'm not going to, but... Okay, soft leather texture. That's cheap. Obviously, oh, that's soft leather. That's not the texture even, guys. That's material. Sorry. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. None of these will look good. Demorian texture. I didn't even know about this, guys. What is up with this? Let's look at this. Probably no, I didn't think so. We're not quite qualified to do Demorian texture. Oh, guys. I'm really tempted on that Demorian texture. This they have downstairs. It looks good. But you guys see that Demorian texture? Where is it? I'm not quite there. Angus Blackman, he's a reseller of stuff. He is not a messer arounder. I really do kind of want that. What is Gorgon texture at? It's also at 10. Guys, I'm going to have to look into if we have other options. If I could gain a couple more levels or something like that would be really nice. As you can tell, it looks, oh, Dark Listerium would probably look really good on this too. It looks a little metally. I kind of think I want that Demorian, but I know for a fact we're not actually at the point that we could do it. And this Gorgon is ridiculously overpriced, you guys. I mean, it's probably not. It's probably really realistically worth that much, but dang, right? Look at this though. Demorian texture. That kind of looks like it would be cool looking on a thing. I don't know. Looks a little expensive though and a little out of control. What would this look like? Oh, guys. I'm going to pay the double the price on this. I don't even give a crap. We're doing it right now. I don't know. I've never fruit looked on this planet, guys. And I'm going to just be honest. I'm sending this at us. Yeah, I am. I'm going to send this at us instant style, actually. Okay. Hold on. I am making this. Oh, I have water right here. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff. Water is actually delicious, you guys. I'm a big fan of water. Mostly because it keeps me alive. Okay. So I am going to make this. Where's the rest of our stuff? Okay. We're going to take all of that. I'm going to go downstairs. We're going to buy some more texture. I should have some texture. This is going to give us all 3 fields of texture. This is going to look super sweet, guys. I'm going to jump down off this one, though. It's probably easier. Oh, that took a second to kick in. So this is a little bit expensive, but I think this is going to look super sweet. Just so you guys know. I probably should order the perpite. Order the perpite. I should craft perpite, guys. Should I just craft my own perpite stuff? It wouldn't take us that long. It's 300 something thingamajiggies. Let me look at this. I didn't see any perpite. Dang, you guys. That's such an issue. I feel I'm being naughty now. Like this is kind of going a little bit far, but I'm gonna order perpite and I'm gonna craft this baby right now. I'm gonna just make our own perpite stuff, guys. I only need 323 perpite crafty majiggies. You know what I'm saying? I believe last time I did this crafting run it was pretty cheap, but I'm not a million% sure. I'm not gonna do a ton, obviously. We're just doing a little bit. I have 2 perpites, basic stone extractors. Oh crap, I need a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure nobody had perpite for sale on that planet, right? Perpite's expensive, guys. Nobody's selling perpite. And if I want to do perpite, I have to craft everything. Okay. There's none of that. Did I get some in the other area? Did I get some of this? This is starting to look like something that I'm gonna have to fight about here. Hellite. Did I get a bunch of hellite in the other area in ancient Greece and leave it there? Crap on that. I'm seeing if any of these guys have perpite for sale. What's a cyborg suit, guys? That's expensive. Does anybody know of a store that's selling perpite right off the bat? Let's look here. Crystal Bay. I don't know about these people's stores, you guys, so doesn't this look like a lot of stores? Does anybody have just perpite selling the texture? It's usually expensive, could be like a 600% markup. Are these stores or these houses? Oh, good, these are stores. We need the lights to come on though. Bunch of Makos and stuff. Not a bad business right there. Okay. That turned purple, so I'm just going there because crossing my fingers. Was it a sign? So we've got pills, guns, stuff. Guys, do you guys feel that I'm gonna have to craft this myself? Oh, we're good, dude. Thank you very much, though, for all the support, commenting. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest. This is seeming like I'm gonna have to go to next islands. Where would have this crap, by the way? Do you think we had some of this stuff on ancient Greece? Because at this point, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna have to put this stuff together. I might have to hunt everything. But right now, I'll show you what we have, right? And here, I'll show you what I'm thinking. Okay. So, because I don't have the rest of the stuff to do this, the idea behind it would be that in the center field, right? Maybe this right here, no, right there, and then perpite on the belt area. Let me look at this. This looks very fancy. Yeah, it looks fancy. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm gonna have to get some perpite to be able to see. I'm gonna check to make sure this guy's dude that's right next to him doesn't have stuff. It is likely that to make the perpite stuff, I'm gonna actually have to just like farm everything myself. Um, that's not gonna be a big deal, but it is gonna end up having to happen. Is what it looks like. Let's look at this. Man, there's a lot of really positive players and nice people here. Here's Stevie B right here. Do you guys know he has a channel? Excellent channel. Stevie B's a good person to follow. Uh, Kat seems to be nice. I've only met her a couple times in stream and stuff like that, but seems nice. You have I would buy your perpite. Um, look guys, I found it. Check this out. We're gonna buy this. And I'm gonna show you this real quick. Watch this. I have way higher success rate than that. They're lying to you guys. Okay, we have everything. Yeah, see, look at that. Boom. Everybody, there's a lot of nice people on this planet. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's not all the way weird, but some of the planets have pretty positive groups. Some of them are like, holy crap, you guys are almost toxic. Like the new people areas are pretty much the only areas I consider super toxic. Okay, so this is what this would look like. I'll check that in 1 second, guys. I think this is where we want it. This is what that would look like. See, that's too crystally. You guys agree? Too crystally? You think that, watch. And I'll show you, it's the same thing with this. If I put this here, it's going to crystally up this upper part here. And I think that that's too much. I'll show you it even on here. Wait, did I just grab 52? I might need more than 52. Guys, is that all they had? Okay, well, I'm going to hunt the rest of them, guys. I'll hunt the rest. It looks like they only had 52. In fact, that is what they had. It's okay, because we can show you what it'll look like, right? I'm not going to obviously do this because we don't have full stuff. But here's the plan. I'm going to make it like this. And obviously, this is overly expensive because how we're setting this up. I'm going to be like, boom, boom. I think I like that. I think I like that. So this is what I'm wanting to do. So obviously I'm going to need to have a full thing here. This is not enough. But this is going to look pimp. Obviously it's going to be overly expensive. But I would get you guys a blank one for 5 pet. I like no markup on it because I have the extra stuff to do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to put this stuff back in the storage area. Obviously, I'm going to have to get us more stuff. I will buy your stuff off of you though, Klaus. Just so you know. Arc Moon or not, there's a way we can figure it out. Especially if you have 5 point something ped, that makes it super easy for me. I'm going to check my messages in 1 second. I literally just want to get us over to somebody else real quick. You would think that'd be easier to find per byte texture on this planet, guys. I'll find somebody doing Entropia Universe. Boom. Trying to find somebody that's actively playing. I know that sounds funny, but sometimes actively playing people are harder to find than we think. Okay, I've got somebody mining. I don't know them actually technically, but most of the Entropia Universe like community is super nice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bet that they're super nice. I do want to thank you guys very much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great day. On Monday, I'm gonna have this stuff, and I will for sure make that whole tunic, which I'm super excited. It's gonna look nice. Peace, very best wishes, and have a great weekend.